Long ago, near the edge of a dense forest, flowed a small river. Alongside that river, surrounded by lush green bushes and tall trees, was a beautiful garden. The garden belonged to the king and was maintained by his gardener. But the garden walls were so weak that many small animals could easily enter it. In that same forest lived a clever fox named Chanchala. Chanchala was very smart and cunning. She had a slim, agile body that moved with grace, and her cunningness showed through her every step. Usually, Chanchala would catch her prey using her cleverness. She hunted small creatures and lived comfortably in the jungle. But that day, her stomach was completely empty, and she hadn't found any prey for several hours. "Oh, it feels like I'm going to die of hunger today," Chanchala said to herself. She wandered around the forest looking for food, but luck was not on her side. When her hopes were almost shattered, she caught a sweet fragrance in the air. "Huh, what is this delicious smell?" Chanchala sniffed the air curiously. Following the scent, she walked until she saw grapevines hanging over the weak wall of the garden. Among the green leaves, golden and purple grapes were glistening. Chanchala's eyes sparkled with excitement. She immediately looked for a hole under the wall and cunningly slipped inside. The garden was beautiful, filled with many kinds of flowers, fruits, and vegetables. But Chanchala's eyes were fixed only on the juicy grapes. She approached the vine and saw that the grapes were hanging high above her. "Wow, these grapes look so juicy." Chanchala licked her lips. "I'll eat them and then rest with a full stomach." Chanchala jumped up repeatedly, trying to grab the grapes, but they were hanging so high that she couldn't even touch them. "Ugh! Why are they hanging so high?" Chanchala grumbled angrily. But Chanchala was not the kind to give up easily. She looked around and thought that if she climbed a tree branch and jumped from there, she might be able to reach the grapes. Chanchala tried climbing a small tree nearby, but its thin branches couldn't hold her weight and snapped. She fell to the ground and turned away angrily. "I won't give up so easily," she told herself. Now Chanchala tried a new method. She ran quickly and leaped towards the grapes. Once, twice, thrice. But each time, she failed. Exhausted, she collapsed on the ground. Her breathing was heavy and her legs were aching. But her hunger did not allow her to give up. "No, these grapes cannot defeat me. I am Chanchala, the cleverest fox," she proudly reminded herself. Chanchala decided she would find a way to reach the grapes. She looked around carefully and spotted an old wooden box. "Aha, just what I needed," she said happily. Chanchala slowly pushed the wooden box with her paws and placed it under the grapevine. Then she climbed on top of the box and tried leaping towards the grapes. But alas, she was still a little bit away from reaching them. Tired, Chanchala sat down right there. Her eyes were still fixed on the grapes. She knew that if she tried a little harder, she could reach them. But her exhaustion had made her weak. "These grapes are sour anyway. Eating them would only upset my stomach. I don't need to eat them," Chanchala consoled herself, trying to hide her failure. She started to leave, but as she did, she heard a parrot laughing from a nearby tree. The parrot said, "Oh, Chanchala, you are so clever, yet you gave up. If you had tried a little harder, those grapes could have been yours." Chanchala paused and listened to the parrot's words. She thought, "If this parrot is saying that I should try again, then why not give it one more attempt?" Chanchala gathered all her strength and jumped again. But this time, she didn't just leap blindly. She climbed onto the box and made 2 smaller jumps to build momentum. On her third try, she leapt so high that her nose brushed against the grapes. her face lit up with joy. She tried again and finally managed to snatch a bunch of grapes. "Wow, they are truly delicious and sweet," Chanchala said cheerfully as she ate the grapes and left the garden satisfied. Before leaving, she turned towards the parrot and smiled. "Thank you, my friend. Your words inspired me. Success never comes from giving up." The parrot nodded with a smile and said, "Yes, Chanchala. Only those who make a true effort are the real winners." Morale of the story: never give up before trying your best. Success will always come if you keep making the right efforts.